Splatoon 3 is a better sequel to Splatoon than Splatoon 2 ever was. I feel like it shouldn't be unpopular, but I've been seeing a growing number of a bunch of people start to say that Splatoon 2 was a better game than Splatoon 3. And I know opinions are opinions, but I disagree. While there is some stuff 2 did better than 3, I still think there is a lot of stuff 3 does a lot better. As a sequel to Splatoon 1, Splatoon 3 is a better sequel than Splatoon 2, and here's why. First off, the overall presentation. Splatoon 3's presentation clears Splatoon 2's presentation, and I feel like that way with the plaza. Splatsville feels way different than Inkopolis Square, as the area is so much bigger than Square with many different places to go. Inkopolis Square though feels like a cheap replica of Inkopolis Plaza. While Inkopolis Plaza is smaller than Splatsville, it's still charming, colorful, and has space. Inkopolis Square though feels like the opposite. It's not really charming, it's kind of darker, and it feels kind of cramped. The news in Splatoon 3 is also miles better than in Splatoon 2. In Splatoon 3, you can actually skip the news. In Splatoon 2, you can't. Doesn't sound too bad, but in Splatoon 2, the news is actually longer for like no reason. Even if you don't skip the news in Splatoon 3, it's still shorter than Splatoon 2's news because they put all the stages on the screen at once. Splatoon 2 though, Marina does this stupid ass DJ thing for every stage for every mode, and the intervals between each stage is like 2 seconds. It's annoying even if you play the game every now and then, but it's especially frustrating if you consistently play the game. Next up, Splatfests. I will admit there is some things the Splatfest in Splatoon 2 did better than 3, like shifty stations and sponsored Splatfest themes, but there is still stuff that 3 did better than 2 in Splatfests. For example, Tricolor. Tricolor is a new mode introduced in Splatoon 3, and it is one of the most fun things added in the game. 4 players on a Splatfest team try to defend 2 other Splatfest teams with 2 players for each team from trying to reach the Ultra Signal, a device where if attained will spawn a large sprinkler covering lots of turfs. It's a genuine fun mode that really doesn't get the love it deserves because it's right now only available for Splatfests, and unfortunately if a theme is really one-sided, it's very easy to get mirror matches. When you do get legitimate matches, it's easily one of the best game modes in Splatoon. Also, Fizzy Bangs. I don't know, I feel like they're like a silly little addition, like, come on. Next up is the music. If you've been on my live streams for a while, you probably heard that I'm not the biggest fan of the Splatoon music. But even still, there are some soundtracks that are better than the others. Splatoon's 1 music sets the tone for the series, charming fun music that gets you pumped up for battle. Splatoon 3 follows that trend, and although not as great as Splatoon 1's in my opinion, it's still a great game for a soundtrack. Splatoon 2's though, doesn't. It just feels like a combination of random stuff that's supposed to sound like music. It's like if you describe to 100 geeks what Splatoon music sounds like and they just go from there. Even the best songs on Splatoon 2, which are fine, would easily be the worst songs on either 1 or 3. It's the only game in the series I have to mute the game to even get some enjoyment out of. And now, Salmon Run. This is one of the few things in Splatoon where everyone in the fanbase unanimously agrees that it does better in 3 than 2, and I don't blame them. Big Run is Salmon Run, but on a natural Splatoon battle stage, and with new King Salmonoids. Also, the King Salmonoids, Kohozuna, Horboros, and Megalodontia are all kick-ass and fun to play. Hell, in the new Big Run, they all appear at once called a Triumvirate, and it's legitimately cool as hell. It makes me wonder, why the hell Big Run and Mega Salmonoids wasn't in Splatoon 2 at all? And also, the quality of life changes, like the ability to throw eggs and, believe it or not, a full 24 hours always open Salmon Run. This shouldn't be considered a good thing since this should have been right out the gate in Splatoon 2, but in Splatoon 2 it had a limited time mode, and no, it wasn't like challenge mode where at least it's rare so it feels like a thing you gotta pull up to when it happens. No, I mean it was open every day, but only like 14 hours of the 24-hour day, which just makes it just a huge inconvenience. Like, I'm literally not joking, they legitimately did that. So glad they made it 24 hours in Splatoon 3. And also, the outfits in 3 Salmon Run are better than 2 Salmon Run, in my opinion. I like to call my outfits instead of the overalls. It just feels like I'm really going deep in the trenches just to take out Salmonoids, instead of looking like I'm just on a cow farm. Next up, the story mode. I'm gonna try and keep it brief since I've never actually played Splatoon 3's vanilla story mode, but from what I've heard, the quality is kinda on par to Octo Expansion, compared to Splatoon 2's vanilla story mode where it's just as basic as Splatoon 1's story mode. Splatoon 1 can get away with having a basic story mode since it's the first game in the series. Splatoon 2 having a basic vanilla story mode though, that's pretty embarrassing. It just feels like Splatoon 1 story mode, and if you know the final Splatoon 1 Splatfest, the story is extremely predictable, which doesn't make you have any motivation to finish it. Not only that, but Octo Expansion came out almost a year later on the same game, and instantly blows 2's vanilla story mode right out the water, which further questions, why did they even make it basic at all? Octo Expansion proved it can come up with better, and most Splatoon story modes are still trying to live it up to this day. Splatoon 3 vanilla story mode though, actually attempted to make it cool like Octo Expansion. And now, the last thing. Medium minor things that 3 added or improved upon that they did better than 2. Table Turf is a fun addition if you want to break from the main action. The catalog pass is actually kinda cool and makes you want to actually play more matches to grind for instead of just leveling up your character. The badge system is also a fun thing to grind for or show off, same with the name tag feature. Locker system is also fun to customize and show off. Gambling is fun. The string being a bow is a fun, unique weapon. The squid roll and surge. Customizable victory emotes. Clamblets going from 10 clamps to 8 clamps required to make a football. And Rainmaker now has checkpoints. Splatoon 3 is legitimately a fun game that I feel like constantly doesn't get the love it deserves, whether it be because Nintendo didn't handle the game better than we thought, or because it's the newest game and people are nostalgic for the old one. I feel like every now and then we gotta take a step back and realize that the game we got, I'm not expecting to change anyone's opinion of the game solely because of this video. It's just something I wanted to ramble on about. Hell, maybe you did change your opinion because of this video, and if so, let me know down in the comments below. And also, let me know if you think Splatoon 3 is better than Splatoon 2, or vice versa. Anyway, that's all for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Comment, like, and subscribe, and I'll see y'all next time. Bye-bye!